Starry-eyed rumblings.
Helix Bane estimates around 70 people in the uniform of the domain of the Worthy Foundation, and one not in uniform. As she arrives, she quickly ensconces herself into a dark corner to observe. Currently, the group is finishing disembarking from a transport ship in a disorganized and aimless herd. Not wishing to draw any aggro towards herself, Helix Bane remains where she is and continues to observe. After about an hour, the last of the crew disembarked the transport vessel, and a team set about unloading a large set of crates, which is quickly surrounded by a squadron of soldiers. Scanning the crowd, Helix Bane can make out a mixture of crew that don't seem to be from any one particular role. Engineers, officers, soldiers, and medical staff alike mill about below. As much as Helix Bane would like to know what is inside the crates, the security that guards them is far too great for Helix Bane to risk taking a closer look. However, off to one side in the far distance stand two people who are overlooking the crowd. One is a non-uniformed gentleman Helix Bane had noted when she arrived. They do not seem to have moved a muscle in the past hour, and is now being joined by a female Foundation member that carries the air of an officer of some sort. These two are not guarded. Helix Bane focuses her attention on one of the Worthy Foundation crew members milling about below. Then, she shifts. After a brief moment in which Helix Bane feels as if her body is being squeezed tighter and tighter from every possible angle, and others her mind cannot comprehend, she takes on the appearance of a Worthy Foundation crewman. Disguise in place, she moves unnoticed to within earshot of the officer and the other standing off to the side. Just in time to hear the female say, "There are enough here to initiate the plan. Initial steps. We can have the ship ready to go within 2 weeks, but it'll need significantly more work to manage more than just a few short journeys." The gentleman now turns to face the officer, and Helix Bane gets a good first look at his face. Or she would, if they had a face. Where eyes, nose, mouth, ears should have been, there was mangled and scarred skin. Even having had a limited view of the figure till now, Helix Bane isn't sure how she missed the absence of ears. The featureless face is atop a slim and athletic body. With this body and lacking a face, Helix Bane isn't even sure of the gender of this figure. The officer is pointedly looking anywhere but at blank face. There is a long pause before the officer continues. "We can't assure you no run-ins with others. Out of our control, that is. But certainly the rest, all of it, is ready." This extra bit of information added, perhaps Helix Bane thinks simply as the officer is nervous and trying to fill in the silence. As Blankface says nothing. Not surprising, given they are lacking the usual apparatus for having interesting conversations. The officer falls silent and continues to watch the crowd below. Helix Bane takes a moment to assess the situation. 2 weeks or less before they get a ship ready. Whether that refers to the research vessel or the new ship is to be decided. Also uncertain is who this crowd's allegiances lie with. The Foundation, Dashing, Rebels, or somewhere else. Blankface certainly looks like a product of this research facility's experimentations. However, they seem a little preoccupied and embroiled in their own schemes. Helix Bane very much doubts she is able to match whatever it is the Foundation crew are offering Blankface. So even though it is very likely that Blankface is one of the original people on the research vessel that was experimented on and Helix Bane is hoping to create an alliance with the current situation being as it is, and perhaps only 2 weeks remaining, Helix Bane doesn't intend to take such a big risk for so little gain. If Blankface is already working with the Foundation crew, then using them in her own schemes may get messy. And killing them while surrounded by nearly 100 Foundation crew will likely lead to a manhunt. After spending a little more time trying to discern what is in the unloaded cargo, Helix Bane sneaks out of this portion of the cargo bay and continues her search elsewhere. The ship is large and empty. Progress is slow and fruitless. Helix Bane continues to search the lowest levels and finds nothing new or useful. All of it has been scavenged thoroughly multiple times. All that is left is all signs of the ship's previous occupants that no one still living cares for. Large human-sized incubation tanks, the glass shattered, even larger enclosures, also broken and grimy. Biohazard warnings and waste. Complex half-made-up electronics. Rusted surgical equipment that looks more like torture devices. And all manner of other dysfunctional equipment. And every so often, chewed up bones. She moves her efforts to the residential area. The rooms carry on the theme from the lower levels. Empty, dark rooms. They carry the stink of whatever smell is created when the filtration system has malfunctioned. Where bodies have been left to decay for over 2 years, all mingling with the smell of rot, mold, rust and dust. After searching 90% of this area, Helix Bane only notes the absence of corpses or bones. Someone has been cleaning up. Helix Bane enters yet another room. That doesn't smell. Doesn't smell of rot, at least. Instead, it smells of unwashed. Helix Bane struggles to place the smell for a moment before she has it. Unwashed dog. The type of potent smell that seems to suffuse everything in the room. The type of odor the owner would get used to and think nothing of, but a fresh new nose would find pungent. Helix Bane looks and listens for signs of an inhabitant, while slipping silently into cover behind a fallen over cabinet. The room is a horrible mess of pushed aside and toppled furniture and papers. Books, food, and other detritus form a thick layer on the floor, such that the floor cannot be seen. In the far corner of the room, Helix Bane spots a vast number of files stacked up against one wall. Above the stacked files, there are various papers and files stuck to the wall. To get a better look at this wall, Helix Bane maneuvers so that she has line of sight. The paper and other detritus that she steps on slowly begin to dissolve and disintegrate. What she sees is a haphazard investigation board. Various bits of paper, scrawlings with pen, wires and string connecting from one set of papers to yet more at another part of the wall. There is so much paperwork, so many scrawlings and notes, Helix Bane can't even begin to make sense of any of it. Thankfully, she doesn't have to. Under some brown-stained papers, she finds a severed hand nailed to the wall.